Hello, Chelsea fans. My name is Shedrack, and like you all know, I support the best club in the world right now. Yes, literally, world champions. Yeah, we're gonna get in your faces for that every single day for the next 4 years. We are gonna be in your faces because we are the world champions. Wow, what an exciting summer it has been. I mean, it's crazy to think that where we left off last year, where everybody wrote us off totally, this preseason during the tournament and winning the tournament, and in the manner that we did, demolishing PSG, took them to the cleaners, absolutely destroyed them, and got our hands on the Holy Grail. The first time ever that a club will be the Club World Cup champions. I mean, it's really, really amazing. And anytime I think about it, I just can't help but to smile about how everything just turned out for Enzo Maresca and the boys. And the level of mentality it has cost for these boys right now, going into the new Premier League season with a whole lot of confidence. I mean, if we Chelsea fans are this confident and we're this happy, imagine what it would do for players like Enzo Fernandez, who has been there through all the thick and thin of how our season started under Todd Bowley and Egbali, and it's crazy that we are here right now and we are anticipating with a badge. Oh, there's no badge here right now, but definitely I'm gonna get my own new jersey with the club World champion right at the center. Now let's talk about our summer signings. I mean, our summer signings have been a breath of fresh air. I mean, it's been a breath of fresh air from João Pedro to Liam Delap to, I mean, we all hear about some few months back talking about which striker are we going to get. I believe none of us actually thought about João Pedro, for instance. None of us actually gave João Pedro a chance, but he has come into the club and he has absolutely done excellently well. I mean, the last player that had this kind of record, this kind of introduction to the Stamford Bridge, to the fans, to Chelsea fans, was Diego Costa. And to look at João Pedro, who is not built like Costa, who has different ways of playing to actually do so well. I mean, it's such a breath of fresh air that we would create, Kopama will create chances, and we have somebody that will be able to finish it up. And we're going to start games with a very good striker and end up games with a very good striker in Leon Delap. Now, I'm not saying that Leon Delap is not going to fight his way into the Chelsea first 11, but I mean, right now, it's so obvious that João Pedro is going to be the most preferred choice and the most preferred option for Enzo Maresca going forward, based on what he has done from the tournament and the preseason so far. So it's been a really, really exciting summer. And our boy is back. Esteval has joined the club. Esteval has introduced himself to the Stamford Beach crowd with an amazing goal in less than 18 minutes. I mean, it's crazy. That boy has a knack for goals. I mean, I for one was saying that he should probably go on loan and get acquainted to. But if he comes in and gets the ground running straight away, why not? Why not start him in the first 11? I mean, he has a chance to actually break into that first team based on what we've seen in preseason. I mean, the guy has done excellently well. It's amazing to think that such a young lad can come in and just doesn't feel phased at all and just go straight into the lineup and perform the way he has. But not to take anything for Pedro Neto. Pedro Neto has been amazing. Throughout the tournament, he was amazing. Preseason is excellent. I mean, it's going to take a whole lot of fights for anybody to displace João Pedro from the starting 11. Not only his attacking contribution, but the defensive contribution phase as well. So Pedro Neto is kind of like really, really good, and I think he's one of the main starters in the first 11 when you're talking about Chelsea main starters in Enzo Fernandez, in Cole Palmer, in Caicedo, in probably João Pedro right now, and Robert Sanchez, whether we like it or not. So Pedro Neto is one of those names up there too. So Estevao has a lot of fight in his hands, but I do hope that they all come good. I mean, we want all our players to succeed. We want all our players to perform excellently well. And I am vouching, I am in support of anybody that can go in there and get the result done. And look at Jimmy Gittins. I mean, his introduction in his first game against Bayern Leverkusen was amazing. I mean, he was just taking on his man, dribbling, and his final product for that first game was really, really, really up a notch, better than Nani Madueke that we had. Not taking anything from Madueke, I did enjoy his time at Chelsea, but anyway, I'm not wishing him best of luck against Chelsea when he's plays for Arsenal. But best of luck to the guys against other teams, but he's not gonna win the Premier League ahead of Chelsea because we are coming on strong. I mean, with the kind of players we have, we're coming on strong. So Jimmy Gittins has really performed really, really well based on his introduction. His game against AC Milan, he performed very well, but his final balls kind of come into question, and we are hoping to see more of him before we'll be able to say for certain if he's going to be the first choice left winger in the starting lineup, or is Chelsea looking at Garnacho to come in and do that responsibility? But I think it's a fair enough shout. If Garnacho comes in, I think it's going to be a battle that's going to improve both players, and we're going to see more of Jimmy Gittins, I believe. So I believe that's not what he has. I believe he still has more in store based on what we've seen from him at Borussia Dortmund. Now, finally, the big reveal. The EPL is back. Yes. Finally, after months and months of waiting, EPL is finally back. I know we Chelsea fans, we didn't really miss it much because of the Club World Cup tournament, but it feels so nice to have the EPL back, and the manner of which Chelsea are playing, the anticipation of what we are going to do this season is quite amazing. And the EPL is literally the best competition in the whole world right now, and it has been for a very, very long time. And we are all anticipating to see what comes out of it. Moreover, at the time of this shooting, the first game has already been played, and it was an epic introduction to the APL. Liverpool defeating Bournemouth by 4 goals to 2. It was an excellent game, a cracking game. But I believe Chelsea versus Crystal Palace, we are going to be talking about shortly, is going to be even a better game because why not? We are going to be watching Cole Palmer. All right, Chelsea versus Crystal Palace. So Crystal Palace have really done well for themselves in last season when they won the FA Cup, and coming to this season where they took on Liverpool and won on penalties to win the Community Shield. They've been amazing. Who would have thought that Crystal Palace, a London club, would have such an amazing season and come into this season to have such an amazing game against Liverpool and put their hands on the Community Shield? Nobody would have expected that. But good job from the coach. Good job from their coach, who has performed really, really well to get these boys going. So one thing that this says for certain is that Crystal Palace are not going to be a walkover for Chelsea or for any team at all this season, except if they go on to lose their players such as Maguire, who is talking about leaving, and Eberechi Eze, who is being chased after by the other London clubs in Tottenham and Arsenal. So aside that, I feel that Crystal Palace are going to do well for themselves, but they are going up against the mighty Chelsea. Yeah, they're going up against the mighty Chelsea, who are right now in the best form of their life. I mean, have you seen our records in the past 18 games or so? I mean, it's been wins upon wins upon wins upon wins, literally green arrows everywhere. With the only 2 games that we lost, or we all know why we lost those 2 games because certain someone decided to collect 2 red cards. Okay, I'm not blaming him for that actually, but we lost just 2 games in kind of like 18 games. Our form is really, really good. Our boys are in top notch. Our new signings are performing excellently well. And the only thing I do see that might be a problem will be in our defense because our mainstay in defense, Levi Cowie, unfortunately has an ACL injury that would take him for literally almost all of the season. And right now, Chelsea are kind of like in a panic mode. Would I say panic? But we are in a tough spot where we need to get a new centre back, or we need to incorporate um a new partnership in based from what our defense from the players we currently have. Either that's gonna be Achempong, either that's gonna be Tosin or Chaloba, whoever it is that's gonna fit in to replace Levi Cowie would need to up his game very, very well because Levi Kowi is literally the heartbeat of that our defense. His passes, the way he communicates, his leadership, and a lot of things like that. Um, well, I cannot say for certain who is going to chip in there, but I see Maresca going for Tosin and Chaloba to partner themselves. And whenever Fufana is back, when he gets like 2 3 games into his belt and then gets adapted to the EPL, he's going to fit right in with probably Tosin. I'm going to form a very good partnership. If that's considering Chelsea doesn't go out and buy a new centre back. So that is based on what Maresca said from his press conference from yesterday, where he said that only Levi Kowi is out, Romeo Lavia too is out, like he's getting close to fitness. Same with Badia Shield. Those players are coming back slowly. He said Fufana might be available, but I'm sure he's not going to be starting because he has been out for over close to a year right now, and we all know that Fofana is not going to start. So that's it for Chelsea's. Let's go to the lineup fully. So who do I think is going to be starting for Chelsea versus Crystal Palace? Go to the goalkeeper position, and who else is going to start? The man who has done amazing well in the Club World Cup and shown very very well in recent days, even though a lot of Chelsea fans wanted him out last season based on his performances. Not because of his saves, actually. He's a very good shot stopper. His distribution actually is the issue, which is very, very critical in Enzo Maresca's pattern of playing his football. So we had problem with his distribution, and during the Club World Cup final, we saw Sanchez actually play excellently well, putting in those balls, distributing and playing excellently well. So we got a glimpse. Probably he's trying to adapt. Probably he's adapting even better than we had expected, and we see why that Enzo Maresca doesn't want to actually get a new goalkeeper in, even though there are talks of Donnarumma and there was talk of Megan during the preseason. Listen, during the preseason transfer window. Now, Robo Sanchez is going to be in goal for Chelsea against Crystal Palace. Now looking at the left back, who else is going to be in the left back but the man who has just agreed a new contract with Chelsea FC? That is our own Princess Cucurella. So Cucurella is going to be starting at the left back position. Definitely, he has a new challenge now in Heto. We know that Heto is actually a very good player who was just signed in. Is capable also to fill in for Cucurella, but we just know that based on everything we've seen from last season down to the preseason, the Club World Cup, and everything, we know that Cucurella cannot right now be displaced from the starting 11 because he's our first choice starting left back, whether you like it or not, no matter how good Eto is. I don't see anybody displacing Cucurella right now, except maybe his form goes down during the season or he needs a rest, and then we can say Eto is going to come in or Eto is going to fit in through the centre back, or probably he's going to make his a name for himself now that Cole is out and fit into the centre back position. Who knows? We can't tell. But right now, Cucurella is the man at that left back position. So let's talk about our centre back pairing. Our centre back pairing is going to be. I feel for one that Tosin is going to come in because he's more experienced, he's tall, he's physical, and he has the distribution qualities that Levi Kowi has, even though not up to, but he still has that qualities. And I believe that from based on what Enzo Maresca said, he said the only centre back that is likely similar to Kowi is Tosin. So I believe that he's going to check out Tosin through this game and see whether it needs a new centre back or not. So I believe that Tosin is going to start at the centre back position. The other centre back that is going to be pairing with him is going to be Chaloba, because Chaloba has been putting up good performances during the preseason. And to talk about Badashi being out, although he's not going to play the same position, the person competing with him is Achiampong. Achiampong is still so young, and I believe that Enzo Maresca is not going to put him just in like that, even though I believe he's capable. But I think that Chaloba is more experienced, and Chaloba is going to fit right in against Crystal Palace, where he was loaned from last season. So I believe Chaloba and Tosin are going to be our centre back options. And then at right back, this is kind of like a little bit challenging. Not because it is not obvious that Rhys James is the better player, but I think that Enzo Maresca might want to manage Rhys James very well this season so that he doesn't go out with an injury because we know he's likely prone to injuries. But I think for the first game of the season, instead of Malo Gusto, I think Maresca would want to start with his captain. Yeah, he would want to start with his captain, and that is why I'll be going for Rhys James. Gusto is really good. Also, he has deputized very very well for Rhys James when Rhys James isn't fit enough or when Rhys James needs a rest. But I think for a game opener, I think it is going to be the captain that is going to be leading out the team, leading out the world champions onto the first game of the APL, and that is why I say that Rhys James is going to be starting right back. If Maresca goes for another option, I'll be really, really surprised. I would be really, really surprised. So let's talk about our central midfield pairing. We all know who is a mainstay starter, and that is absolutely Caicedo. Caicedo is going to be starting this match. There's no doubt about it because he is our maestro. He is our shin kicker. Is Caicedo is really, really good, and I believe he's going to be starting in the lineup. You all know why he's going to be starting. You all know his qualities, and I don't think I need to say much about Caicedo. The man has been excellent since he signed up for Chelsea. He has been growing stronger and better literally every game by game. I mean, look at his distribution against AC Milan. Let me not just say anything about Caicedo. We all know his qualities, and he's absolutely a beast in the midfield. So, who is he going to be paired with? Now, there's a lot of argument about Enzo Fernandez and the new crop of new midfielders we have. And well, you can't really blame anybody because Andre Santos has come in and he has shown very, very well. He has shown his qualities on the ball, his distribution, his passes, and the assist he got for the lap in the last game against AC Milan was kind of like really, really excellent. I mean, Andre Santos is really proving to be a very, very good player that can substitute very well for Enzo Fernandez. Now, I say substitute because you can't take the quality of Enzo Fernandez. Enzo Fernandez is absolutely really, really good. Like we saw in the Club World Cup, his passes, his assists. Enzo Fernandez, whether you like it or not, is an amazing player, and he's just going to grow from strength to strength. And I don't know why there's a controversy on the quality of this guy. This guy is quality all round. And then his leadership capability. I mean, Enzo Fernandez is more like the fuel that gingers Chelsea to perform better. But when this guy is on the pitch, I see commitment, I see the zeal, I see the passion to win. I mean, he drives on his teammates with so much passion for the love for Chelsea. I mean, when I see this guy play, literally, I don't see where the eights is coming from. I mean, literally, Enzo Fernandez is a starter for me, whether you like it or not. Andrew Santos has to wait for his time, has to put on good performances, has to be consistent enough for the whole season for him to even get a look in. Yes, he has to fight for his position, he has to fight for his place, and that is considering if Enzo Fernandez forms drops, which I doubt it's even going to drop. So yes, it's good to have this quality, it's good to have this controversy, it's good to have this fight amongst our players. It just seems that the squad is good and they're going to push themselves even further to perform really, really better. So for my two CMs, it's going to be Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez. Now let's talk about our attacking lineup. So who is going to be playing in the central midfield? Let me get the central midfield away because we all know who is going to be starting. It's going to be Cole Palmer. Whether you're good or not, I don't even care. It's going to be Cole Palmer. I mean, our star man is going to be starting at the CAM position. There's no doubt about that. There's no doubt about that. So Cole Palmer is in there for all the reasons you know why he's going to be there because he's Cole Palmer. Simple as that. So let's talk about the more controversial position where I feel we might see a change, we might see a surprise. I don't know. That is the the right hand side position, the right wing position where we have Pedro Neto and Esteval fighting for the position. Now, Esteval has come in and he has amazed us. Like he has played excellently well and he has written his name his name in the thoughts of Enzo Maresca for who is going to be starting in the EPL. I mean, he has really performed for a player to come in and start on the very first preseason match for Enzo Maresca. You should know that he has really, really put in an amazing performance in the training ground. Because the Enzo Maresca I know would keep you on the bench for several games for you to adapt to the way he plays before he puts you in a match. But Estevao just came in and riding straight up, he was in the lineup. I was surprised for that lineup, meaning that the lad has actually put in a very amazing performance to impress the coach for him to put in right in. And he didn't disappoint because under 18 minutes he got his goal. He performed excellently. He didn't feel out of place in the system. He was just playing different positions, and just his combination with Cole Palmer was just amazing to watch. It's just amazing to see that a player would come in so young and blend so fast. It's really, really good. That is why I feel that Estevao is actually pushing for his position in the starting lineup. But I believe Enzo Maresca is still going to go with Pedro Neto because Pedro Neto has the experience in the EPL, and I believe Enzo Maresca doesn't want to actually push Estevao right into the fire, right? Just he wants to ease him in little by little. I'm sure that Estevao is going to get like 40 minutes of play, no matter how Pedro Neto plays. I believe he's going to get like 40 minutes in, and that's how I'm going to see him in the next 3 to 4 games coming in to ease the game in. And then when he finally adapts very well, then a solution can be found for him in the starting lineup. That's what I just believe that Maresca is going to do. So I think he's going to stick with Pedro Neto at the right wing position. Let's talk about the left wing position. I feel there's no more debate about this. It's going to be either Tariq George or Jimmy Gittins, and I believe that Enzo Maresca is going to go for Jimmy Gittins based on what I've seen in preseason, and we don't really have any much options there, experience options there. So I think Jimmy Gittins is going to be starting at the left wing position. So who is going to be starting in our attack? So it's between Delap and Jao Pedro. And I think that Enzo Maresca has his hands full this season because both strikers are excellently good. Both strikers are really, really good. I think at the course of the season, Enzo Maresca might take Jao Pedro back to the left hand position to play from there. But I also think that based on what we've seen from the Club World Cup, João Pedro is kind of like going to be the starter for Chelsea this coming season. No shades to Liam Delap. He has been excellent as well. He has been really good as well. He has scored 3 goals, 1 assist. João Pedro has scored 5 goals, and it's such a relief to know that we have good strikers that are really, really reliable. And I think that Liam Delap is going to get a goal in this game. Definitely, he's going to get a goal in this game, whether coming in from the bench or starting. João Pedro, when he starts, we all know what the guy is capable of. And really, to be in America's spot right now is going to be really hard because to choose a striker. But I think a lot of Chelsea fans are expecting that João Pedro is going to start, and I think he's going to start. But looking at Crystal Palace back line, they are really, really physical in Guehi and his partner. They are really, really physical. And I think we might see Enzo Maresca going for Liam Delap. But due to my prediction, I think João Pedro will start. So I think that is that is my first 11 that I feel that is going to be starting for Enzo Maresca come Sunday afternoon against Crystal Palace. So this is our lineup. So I think this is pretty much what a lot of Chelsea fans are expecting as our lineup against Crystal Palace. Now let's talk about my predictions. So how do I think this game is going to finish? So I think that Chelsea are really on an high, and I think that Crystal Palace are really on an high too. But I think that Chelsea is not Crystal Palace. I think our own manner of playing, our style of play is something that Crystal Palace are going to struggle with. They are going to come out to play also, and that is what Chelsea is actually looking for, a team that will come out to play. So, but I believe they want to come out to show that, oh, what they performed last season and beating Liverpool is not going to be a fluke because they also came out to play Liverpool. So they will come out to play Chelsea, and Chelsea, once you come out to play Chelsea, you are going to be in big trouble. And I feel that is the reason why we're going to win. So our backline isn't solid enough, and I think we're going to concede in this game. So my prediction is going to be Chelsea 3, Crystal Palace 1. So that is how I see the game turning in. So that is my prediction: Chelsea 3, Crystal Palace 1. So it's been an exciting summer, and it feels so good for the EPL to be back and to watch our amazing Chelsea as the world champions. And it feels so good to be back in the Champions League this season. And I believe everybody is going to have a fair share of minutes in this squad. I'm looking forward to see Chelsea sign Javi Simons, because I believe he's going to be excellently well, fitting right in our squad and perform really, really well. So I'm looking out for that. So let's enjoy Sunday's game, and let's, when we come back after the game, hope we'll be coming back smiling and we're coming back happy like all Chelsea fans deserve. I mean, we've gone through a lot in the past few seasons, so it feels so good to be able to talk about Chelsea and smile again. So that's it from me. Talk to you next time.